Hello, my name is Marco Nanninga, and I would like to show you something about ATS Inspect Android Mobile Checklist. This is our new mobile application that replaces the old Windows CE Windows CE checklist application. This one runs on Android, obviously. It can run on a phone or a tablet. And in this case, for the recording purpose, I'm running it in a emulator called BlueStacks. So without further ado, let's get going. I'll sign in and then first run you through the settings that we have in the application. So when you run this application for the first time on your device, it will ask you where your data service is running, on which spaceport, and it will ask you for a inspect username and password. It will mention that that user has to be a super user, just to ensure that there is no unauthorized access to your data service with a mobile application. Then besides that, you can change some settings regarding speech. We have speech functionality in this application, speech recognition. And we have some other settings. So as you noticed, I was able to sign in with just a user code. If required, you can also ask for your username and password. There are some usability settings. We can automatically go to a serial number when it's scanned with the camera that's integrated in your device. We can use the user language if available. What that means is that, for example, if an operator signs in that is configured in Security Manager to have, for example, the Spanish language, then it will show Spanish wherever available. And we can have we can force a filter option that we have to clear when the checklist is reloaded. I'll show that in a little bit what that does. We can configure which specific station to load automatically. In my system, I just have one station, so it's quite simple to make a selection there. But this is basically how you can define which configuration is used for the checklist application. Like we can have different configurations for different data collect stations as well, or different setups. And there is an option to clear the image cache and clear search history, just to clear those to start clean or clean up your system if you have any issues. Okay, I don't have to save because I didn't make any changes. Going back here. So after signing in, you are presented with a unit list, just like we have in data collect. So on here, I could click on any unit to load that unit to answer the questions. Another option to go to a specific unit for inspection is by either typing it in here or using your camera to scan a barcode. I don't have a barcode, but I do have a camera. So you can see that that works. So let's go to serial number 61216. This is a clean unit. So let me say yes, yes, no. So to add a little bit more detail, the checklist functionality in this mobile application is very, very similar, if not the same as in data collect. That means that we have multiple choice questions, numeric, text questions. We have date and time questions. We do validation on the questions. That means that in Cockpit, where we configure the questions to be asked, we can define what is a right answer. And if any other answer is given, we can show what we call a validation message, as is shown here. That message is completely customizable. So whatever is applicable can be shown. When a wrong answer is given, like here, the operator has to force the system to save that wrong answer. That's just so that he or she has time to actually see the validation message. And what we can do as well in the background is create defects automatically when the validation fails, like here. And the defect that is then created automatically, or defects if applicable, is completely customizable or configurable as well. So let me go to a different unit. I'll go to the next one. This one has a little bit more questions. No. So besides simple yes, no, we can have multiple static answers, as we call, for a multiple choice question. In this case, I'm expecting the value of 5. If you want to do it that way, we can also show images for the answers. So yes, no, or actual images of the product that is being inspected. So in this case, it's more a spec check question or an option check question, where we ask the operator to tell the system what he or she is seeing on the product that is being inspected. And the system does a validation in the background to compare the answer to how the, in this case, car was ordered by the customer. So in this case, the customer ordered it with a desert air filter, and the operator sees a standard air filter, so there is an issue, wrong part, replace is the order. All right. So besides doing inspection that way, by going to a single question, in this list, we can also long click on a question, and then we are in single question mode. So just a little bit more space, easier to read this way. And on your device, of course, you would be able to enter values with your on-screen keyboard, or again with the barcode scanner to scan a barcode. All right. Yes. So a text question, 61211, 211. Correct, that's already used. So for the numeric questions, we have the same as in data collect. We have a reasonable limit and a spec limit. So when a completely unrealistic number is entered, it shows the reasonable limit. So this question has been configured to only accept values between 2 and 15. And inside that range of 2 and 15, there is a spec limit. And in this case, 3 is not within specification. I think 8 is. And it is, and then it just goes on. Go to a pillar gap. So like I explained, we can do validation. So for a numeric that is with that spec limit that I just mentioned, and if this is really my measurement, I can save the question answer like this. And for multiple choice as well, I can really force to save the wrong answer. All right. All right. Yes. I just want to go to some more spec check examples, like this one, for example. This is a pretty good spec check example where we ask the operator to tell the system which multimedia option he or she sees in the car, and in the background that is compared to how the car was ordered by the customer. So if I choose A, that is not what was ordered by the customer, so there is a clear issue, and it tells me to contact the supervisor. Okay, that's fine. This one, again, not what was ordered, save the answer. And as I mentioned, we can create defects automatically in the background. So for example, wrong multimedia or wrong mud flaps. And if I go to my my unit details, I will be able to see that even though this was a completely clean unit, it didn't have any inspections, I now have 5 defects on the vehicle. So those 5 defects were created automatically by answering questions with a wrong answer. All right. The step I haven't mentioned so far But what we can do in data collect as well is that we can type in a comment for a question, any comment, free form, and we can assign a picture to a question. So again, you can use your camera in your device to make a picture of what you are seeing related to the question and store it in the database. So let me make a picture. It's all good. There we go. Yes, I'm happy with that. Save that one. And I can see that for this question, I have one picture and I have a comment. So, all right, save that. And then it goes to the next one. The filtering option that I mentioned before in the settings is this option here. I can tell the system to only show me the unanswered questions. If I go back to the entire list of questions, I can tell the system to show me the wrong questions or show all of them. And that setting that was enabled to reset this filter, that means that when I tell the system to check if there are new or changed questions for this unit, it resets that filter to show all of the questions. This is the button to enable the speech functionality. I won't show that in this recording because doing speech commands and explaining how it works doesn't work great in the recording, but I think you can imagine how that works, and it is described in our documentation as well. So when you go to ats-help.com, there is documentation for all of our products. And if you go on that website, ats-help.com, go to ATS Inspect 6.4, there is a subsection for mobile checklist Android where you can see more information about this application, including the speech functionality. I think that concludes this topic. Yep. So thank you for your time. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to your local ATS contact, and he or she will either answer your question or forward the question to somebody who can answer the question. Thank you.